So you think you're a rapper? Well, that's not what this video is about. We're going to talk about how to wrap your cables and wires and how to do them the proper way to avoid damaging them and having longevity with your cables and wires. Hey guys, so we'll talk about cable management a little bit today. We've all been to those gigs at the end of the night. We just wrap the cables really sloppy in a rush to get out of there, but we're going to show you the proper way to do it, and then we're going to show you a preferred way that's acceptable. Now here I have an XLR cable. Looks like a XLR to a 1/4 inch, but it doesn't matter what type of cable you have. The wrapping technique is still the same. So I'll hold it at one end here, and as you see, I'm making a circle. I'm making my first loop, and it's an outward loop. Next is going to be inward. So I'm going to flick that wrist inside, underneath, feed it, now flip it over. I'm trying to do it slowly for you guys. This one's going to be an inside. I'm just grabbing a little slack. This one's going to be inside. I flip that wrist inside. And it's a reason for alternating, but we'll get into that later. That's an outside. This one's going to be inside. Slowly, I'm flicking that wrist. Okay. Next one's going to be, I'm just demonstrating here how you flick the wrist inside. You grab that cable, flip it inside, but this is the outside one because my last one was inside. And look at that. You kind of go straight up. And it kind of naturally, my cables naturally want to make that because I've trained my cables. I've wrapped them so much this way that, when I start to lift that hand up, it starts to go in the motion that I've trained it to go in. This one is an inside loop. I'm alternating. I flip it inside. The cable almost wants to go that way because it's been trained that way. And that's what I encourage you guys to do. Train your cables so that they fall, and it's going to fall in a natural position. That's an inside one. And that's a little smaller, so I'm feeding it through to keep my circle nice and consistent in size. Outside, inside, outside, and now I'm at the end of it. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to flip it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap that down on use that stomach of mine for something, tap it down, and I've got the head of both ends of the cables, they're going to face in the same direction. Here I'm getting my Velcro strap. I'm going to put that on nice and tight. Nice and tight. And I'm going to secure that. And I'm going to take the other end of the cable, get my Velcro strap, and I'm going to secure that other end. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. So we don't have any loose cables just flapping in the wind anywhere. Yep. And like I said, if you train your cables, they will fall. It won't be a bunch of spaghetti, when you drop it. Mine's fall in a nice coiled circle. You see that? Okay, so you got it. And I can flip it, throw it up, it's staying there. And it stacks nice and easy in your tote or your gear bag or whatever you keep it in. Now this next one, you can see I don't have Velcro straps there. I'm using a twist tie from a bread pack. Use whatever you have. Times are hard. We're in a recession and a pandemic, whatever. But yeah, just a twist tie. You use what you got. Gets the job done. So I'll take my twist ties off. And remember, one of the reasons you want to wrap and properly wrap your wire is that you spend a lot of money on gear. And if it's your business, see how that falls? Nice and spirally. No spaghetti there. But yeah, you want to invest in your good cables and you want to protect them. Now this is the way I'm just doing all outside, all outside, all outside. And that's an acceptable way to do it. I prefer alternating because it stacks better. When you're dealing with really long cables, 100-foot cable, it's going to stack up pretty thick. So I find that alternating my circles works better. And here I'm just going to secure this cable with that twist tie. But remember, either way you choose, there's no wrong way to eat a Kit Kat. Or is it an Oreo? Or whatever, a Reese's Pieces. But there's no wrong way. At the end of the day, as long as you get it wrapped and secured, you're doing good. There is a way that I do not recommend. It'll work. It'll get the job done. But I do not recommend. All right, and that's nice and tight and secure. Now you could add a third one there. but that'd be totally your choice. But that thing is secure; it's not going anywhere. Now, this is the way I do not recommend at all. Just folding it. What you're doing is the wires that are inside that cable, you're fraying those wires, and over time, like I said, you can get away with it with home use products 10, 20 years wrapping the cable like that. But this is professional gear that you use for your gigs. You don't want to be at a gig and a cable fails. So let's say you're doing a production gig, and you just want to grab a couple wires, couple cables, wrap them, throw them on your arm. Maybe the venue doesn't allow you to bring a lot of gear in, or you just want to transport 2 or 3 of them. And here we don't have a Velcro or a bread tie for this, so I'm just simply wrapping this one, and it's not going to stay like that. But if I loop it around a little bit, I can get it pretty secure enough temporarily to get it out there, or stack it in a tote or a gear bag or whatever it is I want to do. But the point I was trying to make earlier is that you wrap your wires, you wrap them so that you can stack them well, and there's not a lot of spaghetti, and can't find cables. And you also want to protect the integrity of the cable. And on that note, you want to make sure you get a nice thick gauge, because the thinner that wire is, the less protected it is. But that's pretty much what we have in terms of wrapping. There's a proper way, and then there's a preferred way, and then there's just a way that you should not do it at all. So that's it for me. I'm DJ Justice for J Muse Entertainment, and I'll see you guys later.